Hey everyone, my name is Nina and today we're gonna be painting this little Nurgle guy. He's a Nurgle Blight bringer, I've been told. He's not mine. I got granted temporary custody of him so I can paint him. A friend of mine plays Nurgle and he already painted some of his armies, so I do have some reference pictures to what we're going for. And we need a purple that I don't think I have. I have all my paints here and I haven't looked through everything, so I'm not sure. But otherwise we'll just wing it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. My friend already painted some of it because we didn't plan on me actually painting this model. It was just me texting him being like, I have so many models of my own, but I prefer painting something else right now. So do you have anything I can paint? And he was like, yes, you can paint this. So that was nice of him. A lot of people don't like other people painting their stuff, but he's one of the people that's like, yeah, good enough, go ahead. So we have this guy and I'm not sure what to do with him, but hopefully we'll do a decent job. But yeah, let's get painting. So these are the pictures that I have to look at for a reference for what we're going to paint. And I don't have a lot to go on here, but it's better than nothing, definitely. And this is the model that we're working with. As you can see, it's been primed, and then some of them have been painted green. I'm not sure which green color this is, but I've decided to keep it like that because I think that's the same color that he used on his models, and we're just gonna shade and highlight on that. And then obviously we're gonna be working with making a lot of all the details and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the beginning. Okay, so I found this purple and I'm not quite sure if this was the one he used on his models, but I think it might be. And then I have a shade from Watercolors that I think will go nicely with this. So I think we're gonna start out with the cloth because I'm not actually sure what to do with this model right now. So I figured if we get started, start painting, maybe the creativeness will kick in at some point. And I don't know if you guys know this, but all of Watercolors paints are actually vegan. So yay, thumbs up for that. I like that. Anyway, let's get started here with some paint. I'm just gonna use one of my brushes from AliExpress, I think. I very much enjoy these. They last a good amount of time for me, and normally they last the same amount as any other brushes I buy. I don't think I always treat my brushes with the best of care, but you know, whatever. I'm just gonna thin it out with a little bit of water here and paint the cloth. Gotta start with a few thin coats, I guess. That's the way to do it, right? So I don't know if you guys prefer more voiceover kind of videos, not like this. I'm like talking while doing this, you know, but where I just show you my progress and do a voiceover of that, or like this type of video where I'm like chatting while doing it. I have considered this might be good for streaming on Twitch. I mean, I used to stream Minecraft all the time, but I don't really anymore. So maybe. Also, if you guys have long hair like me, maybe get a hair tie, because yeah, hair and paint is a bad combination. Okay, so now I've given it 2 coats of the purple one, and I did some of the like bone thing, I don't know what this is, in the sandry dust, which I have to say, like, no hate, but this color, it's awful. I've never seen any place on a model where it's like, that's gonna be the perfect color. Like, I use it, but then you know, you shade and you highlight, and then it turns out fine, but on its own it's just, no, I don't like the sandry dust at all. Anyway, we're gonna let the purple dry up completely, and then I'll shade it with this transparent violet, because I think this might be a good shade for it. And I've been looking a bit at his pictures. I think he has some pink on some places on his models, I'm not sure. It also looks like what he has painted his model with is a lot more brighter green than this that he gave me, but it could be the pictures. You know, pictures can be very deceiving because light exposure and stuff like that, it can make it really hard to see what actual color is going on here. I also kind of want to do the bells. I kind of wanted to use my liquid copper from Vallejo, and I think that might work well, but we also need something that looks a little more worn, maybe a little more damaged. So we gotta figure out a way to like make it look a little more used and stuff afterwards. But I think if I start adding to the bells here, we'll have a bit more idea of what this model might end up looking like. I don't know how well I can get this to show up on the camera, but for those of you who don't know, these liquid metallics from Vallejo, they are like a very special kind of paint. They're not water-based, they're not like acrylics, these are alcohol-based, so you also need special like stuff to clean the brushes afterwards, and it kind of levels out over the whole surface by itself. Like I'm not sure it's showing up really well here, but it's impossible to have this leave brush strokes. I've tried a lot to get that to happen, but it's like impossible because of the way that it goes onto the model. So if you do paint a lot of like metallics, maybe if you have like some sort of army in plate or something, I don't know, then these are very much worth looking into. My first army was a Silvernet army, so I mean that's mostly trees and forest and stuff, so I didn't have a lot of plate and metal, but I really enjoy these paints. Okay, so I got some shade onto the purple cloth. I did copper on all the bells around. I also did a little bit of the flesh color I have here on the skulls on the big bell and on his shoulder pads. So now I'm waiting for everything to dry up before I continue working on him. I think I want to do another layer of shading, but I think I'm going to do some highlighting on the cloth first. And then I'll start dry brushing all this sandry dust here as well, and I think I'm gonna do a grayish color on everything else, like the bells and stuff, and then maybe just highlight it with some silver. I'm not quite sure. And then we're gonna work a little bit on shading everything else and all that. Also add a little let me try that again. I also added a little bit of red color in like his helmet, because I think that's that matches the rest of the army when I look at the pictures, but hopefully that's fine. So yeah, I will probably not paint more right now, but I will return in a second for you guys. The magic of movie editing. Okay, so adding these liquid silver on the chains and stuff really brightened up the model a whole lot. I'm gonna try to bring it back down a bit with a lot of shading, and I worked on this little guy here on the side. I thought of making him a completely different color, but I was scared he would pull focus away from the main model. So I kept him green, as you will see a little later on, but I brightened him up with a lot of brighter green and a bit of yellow color on him, so he doesn't pull focus. And just a little flashback to the model, where when we started out, he looked like this, and this is the end result. As you can see, the little guy here on the side, he's going behind him now. I used a lot of lighter green to brighten him up without him pulling too much focus. I tried to bring down the intensity of the silver parts and the copper parts with a lot of shading and stuff like that. But overall, I'm quite happy with him. As you can see on his head, I tried to make it brighter as well to pull focus towards his face on the big guy. And I didn't do the base because that was not part of the, the deal. And also it's like a piece of cardboard. It's not a real base, so I didn't do that. So that's why it might be looking a little unfinished. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And I hope I will see you again soon. Bye!